everyone, today's video is going to be on Mars in Cancer. This is part of my Mars science series. My last video was on Mars in Gemini. So stay tuned for the rest of the video. Before I get started, I wanted to let you guys know that, if you are trying to, if you have any struggles in your life where, you don't know what your ideal career path should be, or, you are struggling through some personal issues in your life, or let's say your love relationship is not going that well, or let's say you're having some financial troubles and you're not able to attract abundance into your life, you can contact me for a birth chart reading. So I'm going to look at your chart, and based on your chart I'm going to give you an action plan that you can use to navigate through any specific issues that you may be having. Then if you're trying to get into a relationship, or if you're already in one relationship and let's say you're having some challenges, and if you want to know what the relationship is going to be like, if there's a future, if you guys are going to be together for the long term, you can contact me for a relationship compatibility reading. These are also called synastry chart readings. And then I also do tarot card readings. So any specific area of your life, it can be finances, health, career, your home life, any issue related to your life, I can do a tarot card reading for you as well and help you navigate through the future. So if you want to get in touch with me for a reading, contact me on my Facebook page. That's facebook.com/Venusianscorp. And you can also drop me an email at astroluck111@gmail.com, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I've posted the links in the description box below, so you can contact me today. Okay, so Mars in Cancer. So what is Mars? Mars is a planet of drive, it's the planet of ambition. It's the way we also channel our anger, So if the moon is the way we internalize our emotions, Mars is the way we actually show those emotions, how we act out that anger. And when you have Mars in Cancer, so Cancer is a water sign. It rules the fourth house of the zodiac, which is all about the home and the family life, and it's also to do with the childhood. And Cancer is ruled by the moon. It's a cardinal sign, just like the other three cardinal signs. So when you have Mars and Cancer, these two are a bit at odds with each other, because Mars is an aggressive, masculine energy. And then you have Cancer, which is ruled by the moon, which is all about feminine softness, and it's all about the night, and it's all about it's a very, very feminine placement. So when somebody has Mars in Cancer, they are going to have a really tough time expressing their drive. They have a tough time being the go-getters. They may have goals in life just like everybody else, but then achieving them becomes a really big task for them, because for them, they get very emotional about their goals. Like, they have a lot of goals, but all of their goals and ambitions in life are driven by their emotions. And that can be any emotion. It can be anger, it can be grief, it can be sadness. So those are the things that propel a Mars in Cancer to go after certain things in life. Now, don't get me wrong, Cancer is a cardinal sign, so all the cardinal signs, they like to initiate things. So just like any of the other cardinal signs, Mars in Cancer is also going to initiate something like a new project or a new goal. But then the way they go after that goal is going to be in a bit passive way, because Cancer is ruled by the moon, so there is going to be an ebb and flow to the way they pursue their goals. And that's because the moon changes every 2 days in the zodiac, and it's an ever changing energy. And so when you have Mars in Cancer, your goals are also going to keep changing. The way you go after those goals are also going to keep changing. And you may also give up on goals because, if you're emotionally bogged down by something, if you're feeling overwhelmed by a goal, or, something that you've started in your life, you may actually give that up, because if there's something a Mars in Cancer can't handle, it's doing too much all at once. They can handle responsibility, but then at the same time, they want things to be peaceful. They don't like everything being overwhelming and just too many things on their plate and too many things to accomplish. They really can't handle that a lot. Mars in Cancer, they can be, in terms of acting out their anger, they don't have the direct approach in terms of just letting people know what's on their mind. They may actually play a lot of psychological games. They may be the types to be passive aggressive, truly passive aggressive. Like they are the types of people who will give you the silent treatment when you do something wrong, and they'll just vanish without a word and not tell you what's going on. Whereas a Mars in a fire sign or something that's more direct in approach, they're going to let you know, like, this is what bothered me, and let me know if there's something wrong, and basically they're going to be clear about it. But a Mars in Cancer is not going to do that. They're going to bottle up their emotions. um, they're going to be very angry for sure, but then they're not going to show it on the outside. Instead, they're going to act out in a passive aggressive manner where they make you feel guilty. Now, guilt is another very common emotion that Mars in Cancer is going to rely on to make their opponent or make somebody feel bad about something. So that's where the silent treatment comes in. They'll ignore you. They'll act like you don't exist. Like, let's say if you're texting the Mars in Cancer, they won't reply to your messages. They'll leave you unread. They're not going to reply. So, just that sort of a psychological game is something that a Mars in Cancer plays a lot. And because, it's not an aggressive energy. So um, they don't just go out and express their anger and be done with it. For them, it's like slowly simmering, and then there are all these emotions involved in it. They don't know what to do with it because it's not an, that Mars in Cancer is not outwardly directed. So everything is bottled up inside, and then it becomes like a mishmash of emotions and anger and everything all at once, and they don't know what to do with it. And the only way they know how to get it out and make the other person feel bad about it is by ignoring them, is by being passive aggressive, by doing the silent treatment, just things like that. And Mars in Cancer can also be very moody in general because, like I said, Cancer is ruled by the moon, and the moon is all about emotions. The moon is a soft feminine placement, and it has ebbs and flows. So Mars and Cancer people, they can be quite moody. Like they may have these phases where they seem very cheerful on top of the world, and then the next time you see them, they may seem really down and dejected and even depressed sometimes. um, because Mars and Cancer, they don't really mix naturally, because Cancer, like I said, it's a soft feminine placement. Mars is the masculine energy, so these two are at odds with each other. um, so they may start a lot of projects because it's a cardinal sign. Cancer is a cardinal sign, but they may not end up finishing the project. They lack the perseverance or the resilience to complete a project. So they may start a lot of things, but they may not really finish them. um, they are also very self-protective in their interests. Now, the thing is, Cancer, it rules the fourth house of the home and family life, and for them, building a secure foundation is very important. Now, that can be in the form of buying their home, it can be in the form of settling down, like getting married and having kids and that sort of thing. But basically, security of any kind is very important to Mars and Cancer. So, most of their drive and ambition is going to be geared towards these aspects of their life, like towards the home life, maybe providing for their family, or doing things for their family, or working hard to save money to buy a house for themselves, things like that. So Mars in Cancer is really going to be, their life goals are going to be oriented around these things, because Cancer is all about security, especially emotional security. And the way they get their emotional security is through having a comfortable home life. So they're going to work hard towards accumulating these things. And yes, don't get me wrong, like, even though they may be passive aggressive in a lot of ways, and even though they may not finish all their projects that they start, when it comes to their home, when it comes to their drive and ambition towards, buying a house, or doing things for their family, they'll be the first to stand in line. They'll be the first to go out there and get things done because the home is extremely important to Mars and Cancer. Mars and Cancer people are also the types who are very, very attached to their mothers, especially if this is a man with a Mars and Cancer. He typically would have a mother that he's very attached to also. Because Cancer is, is ruled by the moon, and the moon represents the mother in the life. So yeah, that is a common theme that I've noticed in a lot of Mars and Cancer people. Um, Mars and Cancer, when they like to go about their ambitions, like when they try to fulfill their goals, they will always rely on tried and tested methods. Like they are another sign that doesn't really like change. So they don't like experimenting too much. They actually respect tradition. They actually respect authority. They respect status quo. So they're gonna go along with it. They're not gonna fight that when they try to move up the ladder or when they're trying to achieve something in life. So that's another thing. They are very respectful of tradition and the old ways of doing things. But the flip side of that is they may not be very open to new ways of thinking or, original radical ways of thinking. That's something a Mars in Cancer won't really appreciate because for them, they like solid ground. Because it's to do with emotional security. So they like solid ground. They don't like surprises. They don't like too many changes in their life. And they like to go by what feels comfortable to them. Like I said, it's a very intuitive placement because Cancer is a water sign. So, um, for them it's about gut instinct. Like if they feel like a new business deal, or let's say something that they're going after, a new goal, if they feel it resonates with their gut instincts, then they're going to go after it. And if it feels wrong, then they're not going to do it. So it's a very instinctual placement to have, but at the same time it's a tough placement because these two energies don't naturally mix. So guys, that's my take on Mars and Cancer. If you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my video. You can click on the subscribe button at the bottom of this video and also click on the bell icon next to that so that whenever I post a new video, you get a notification in your inbox. Recently, I've started doing relationship counseling. So this is not related to astrology. It's just general relationship advice. So it can be romantic relationships, relationships with your parents, your children, your friends, anybody. And yeah, I give you an action plan. I basically help you overcome any challenges you may be facing. So contact me if you'd like that as well. So guys, thanks a lot for watching and see you in my next video, which is going to be on Mars and Leo. Bye.